Everyone, we're still in lesson 4. We're still on level 4, where we are practicing traversing 2D arrays in a column major order. Now, this flight seat upgrade, man, I really do not like this flight seat upgrade. I really don't think the instructions are super clear, and I need to think of a nice way to explain this to you. But when I first did it, when I first did this, as I read the instructions, an airline reservation system stores the line availability of 2D, where each row represents a row of seats. Got it. And each column represents a specific seat in that row. So then they go, for example, window, aisle, middle seat. So then, okay, I'm thinking, okay, window, second column is aisle, third column is window seat or middle seat. That makes no sense though. It should go windows, the first column, then middle, and then aisle, but that's fine, whatever it is. And then when I ran this, here's what came up. So actually that's the first thing that kind of got stuck in my craw, that grinded my gears. So anyway, the first column or column with index 0 are the window seats. And then the column with index 1 is the middle seat, and the column with index 2 are the aisle seats. And the idea behind this is you find, first off, if there's a false, that means the seat is empty. So there is an available window seat to move somebody up to. There is a seat for that. Then what you do is you take the first true seat, the first occupied seat in the middle, and you move them to the first false seat, the first empty seat in the window. So for example, what's happening down here when we run this, you can see that here is the first occupied seat, and that gets moved to the first unoccupied seat in the window. So instead of just swapping spots here, like, hey, there's one next to me, just swap. Instead of swapping there, I just move that one. And that's all. Nothing else changes. They take the first occupied middle seat and swap it with the first unoccupied window seat. Got it? Okay. Weird, but that's what it is. So let's look in the over here in the plane class. And here is the upgrade middle seat, where they find the first occupied middle seat, column 1. I don't like that. It's column with index 1 and upgraded to the first available window seat. So what they do is they assume the worst. So again, this is not returning anything. This is a void method. So nothing gets returned. It's just something gets done to that array. And so they assume the worst. They assume that there are no window seats available. And then they create an integer variable for available seat. And again, it says that if there is a seat available, we're gonna upgrade. So they set this variable to the get available window seat. Well, the get available window seat is this method down here that returns an integer. And if there is no available seat, it's going to return a -1. So they are assuming the worst, and they are creating this available seat equal to -1. And then they go through each of the rows. Actually, they're only going through the first row. They're not even going through all the columns. They're only going through the first row. So yeah, that was the other thing, because yeah, I really didn't like it. They're just going through the very first row. And if there's not a seat available, they're going to return that row. And that's going to be the available seat they get. So it just so happened that, hey, guess what? There is an available seat in row 0. So if that was a true, that would not they would not switch, even though there was an empty seat next to them. Weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. So let's go back up here to this method. So they've created that integer variable that is set equal to whatever is returned by that method. And if there is no available seat, the window seat found is going to be set to true. And we're doing that because we're going to need to skip some things down here. So they actually do this not window seat found. So if there is no seat available, tough luck. But then they go through the columns and rows through each one. If it's not the case that a window seat was found and the current seat in row is empty and I'm in column, I'm in the middle seat, that's the only thing that matters, then I'm setting that seat to false and I'm setting myself into that first available seat, true, and I'm setting the window seat found to true. I don't like that. I need to think of a better way because I've been wrestling with this for a couple days now. So, and I still don't even like that explanation. But anyway, hopefully it'll work for right now.